The widespread understanding that Genesis is merely a historical account of creation and early humanity overlooks a profound, embedded truth. It also functions as a sophisticated prophetic blueprint, a coded timeline hinting at humanity's journey through history, with some interpretations pointing directly to the year 2026 as a critical marker. This isn't just ancient lore, it's a meticulously structured narrative that has led some scholars to see the very fabric of creation as a prophetic clock, ticking towards a monumental shift. For centuries, Genesis has been revered for its vivid narratives of Adam, Eve, the flood, and the patriarchs. It's often taught as the beginning, a necessary prelude to the rest of Scripture. Yet, a deeper, more ancient perspective, acknowledged by various rabbinic sages and early Christian thinkers, reveals that its very structure and symbolism whisper of future events. They understood that the God who spoke creation into existence also wove patterns of time into that very act, embedding prophecies not as explicit predictions in later books like Daniel or Revelation, but as foundational rhythms within the world's origin story itself. It's a testament to divine craftsmanship, a hidden layer of meaning waiting to be uncovered, a subtle message in plain sight. Consider the creation week described in Genesis chapter 1, 6 days of creation, followed by a seventh day of rest. This isn't just a chronological account, it's a divine template. The principle of a day for a year, or even a day for 1,000 years, appears repeatedly in scripture and ancient mystical traditions. For instance, Psalm chapter 90 verse 4 declares, "For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past," and 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8 echoes this, stating, "With the Lord a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day." If we apply this divine scale to the creation week, those 6 days become 6,000 years of human history, culminating in a 7,000-year period of rest, a spiritual Sabbath for the world. This interpretation immediately prompts a critical question. When did this 6,000-year clock begin? While no definitive date of creation is universally accepted and specific timings are always subject to deep theological and historical debate, numerous scholars throughout history have meticulously calculated backward through biblical genealogies and chronologies. Bishop Ussher's famous calculation placed creation at 4004 BC. While modern scholarship offers variations, many respected interpretations consistently place the creation of Adam around 4000 BC, give or take a few decades. This 6,000-year cycle begins with humanity's fall from grace, marking the start of a long period leading towards redemption. If we accept the widely held premise of a creation event roughly 6,000 years before a prophetic Sabbath, then adding 6,000 years to a starting point of approximately 4000 BC brings us squarely into the modern era. Specifically, if creation was around 3974 BC, then 6,000 years later would be 2026 AD. This isn't a new concept. Ancient Jewish texts, such as the Zohar, spoke of the Messiah arriving by the year 6000 from creation. They believed the world would endure for 6 millennia, followed by a 1,000-year messianic era. As we witness the profound shifts and complexities of our current global landscape, with nations like America marking centuries of their own journeys, reflecting on milestones, it evokes a potent sense that humanity itself might be approaching a momentous turning point, a grand cycle nearing its completion. So, what does this potential year, 2026, signify within this ancient framework? It's crucial to understand that this isn't a prediction of an end-of-the-world scenario, but rather the completion of a major epic. It suggests the climax of humanity's struggle and the potential beginning of a new, transformative era, the dawn of that promised seventh millennium, a period of global spiritual renewal and divine intervention. It could signal intensified events, a spiritual awakening, or a dramatic culmination of long-foretold prophecies that prepare the world for the Messianic age, a time of profound peace and justice. It invites us to consider if humanity is truly standing at the precipice of its greatest transformation, as outlined in the very first book of the Bible. To look at Genesis not just as a chronicle of the past, but as a compass for the future, profoundly alters our understanding of Scripture and our place within its grand design. It compels us to re-examine the intricate layers of divine communication, to seek out the hidden messages woven into the very fabric of existence. Whether 2026 marks a specific event or merely signals the increasing proximity of this long-awaited spiritual Sabbath, the message is clear. The foundational text of our faith holds mysteries far deeper than we often imagine, urging us to remain vigilant, to study, and to discern the unfolding signs of the times.